Thank you for being here for our State of the College address. I will be making my presentation and then hopefully have time for questions. We do have, I think, about 40 or 45 people on the Zoom, and we will be recording the presentation. This State of the College address is very important to us as a community to chronicle, catalog, and be sure that we're making note of all the progress that we're making and all your hard work and commitment to the goals of the college. Please give yourself a pat on the back before we even start, because what you're gonna see is that you all are working hard for our One York goal. And I wanna thank Lori Hefner and her team. Thank you for all the data related work here. Thank you, you are so wonderful. And I wanna thank my cabinet for being the hardest working cabinet in CUNY and everything that they do. And thank you to my chief of staff, Danny Trimboli, who you all know is a rock star. You can do nothing without a team. So what I will offer to you is that you all are the One York team. And this is a reflection of everything that you have been doing. So Marlon's gonna help me do this and we're gonna get started. Thank you so much for the time. So the reason that we're doing is to identify our outcomes and recall the progress that we have made as a college on what is One York. We're going to describe the current priorities and initiatives and all the things that are happening. Progress. Progress driven by One York. The vision is student success, academic excellence, faculty staff support, and vibrant community and campus spirit. As a reminder, York College developed a strategic plan and was in the process of finishing it when I arrived in fall of 19. Everything that I'm going to be reporting on today is relevant and connected to that plan and to these pillars. So, highlights of 2019-2020, well, nobody would have ever imagined that academic year would be that kind of academic year. But we made it, and look at all the things that we got done. You all had started a strategic plan and we completed it. We established the One York as our brand and as our war cry for our campus, focused on collaboration, communication, and transparency. We did successfully submit our second monitoring report and we survived COVID. And while we were surviving COVID, we successfully transitioned to distance learning and did all of the things noted here. Let me please also acknowledge those who were able to be instrumental in our emergency relief for our students. I'm sure that you all know how much it meant for us to put funds in the hands of our students, and we engaged in wellness and commitment to health during times that were absolutely devastating in so many ways. I want to also acknowledge that we came together to support each other as a community in a time of great loss and grief. We did lose quite a few community members, and I want to recognize all of you for pulling together and taking care of each other. 2019-2020, quite honestly, started out with us being very optimistic of having a new strategic plan, and we had to adapt and move on, even in spite of what was going on. Our next year, we served as a COVID testing site for 250,000 shots. Unbelievable. Please, you should continue as a community to praise the work of each and every member of this community that supported that center. Our CARES Act funding put us in a position to have peer mental health and domestic violence advocates. We continue to have our One York Emergency Fund that raised the amount noted, $71,005. Our York Day of Giving was more successful than ever. Our virtual mosaic, which is our virtual fundraiser, because we could not have a gala that year, raised funds noted here, and I'm so excited. It was very interesting to have a college fundraiser in the corner of my dining room, all dressed up like I was going to a gala. Just, I can't even tell you. Anyway, so we started to really roll up our sleeves on our facilities upgrades, and let me know, I don't see Kachi here, but please let's give Kachi and the team a shout out. One of the things that was very evident upon my arrival was that there were people who were screaming out for physical things to be done on the campus to improve the facilities. And that's including all of the things that are noted here. And we continue to do that work now. We received $100,000 from CUNY ACE for upskilling program, which continues to work now. And we had the initial accreditation granted for the MSW program by the Council of Social Work. Dr. Rogers, thank you for all your hard work. I'm a hardworking social worker, but nobody compares to Dr. Rogers. 56 faculty members participated in 25-week Association of College and Universities program, Effective Teaching Practices program. We have been trying our best to pour as much as we can into supporting the faculty and their teaching. And this is the beginning, but not one of the only things that we did that particular academic year. 21-22, we extended the strategic plan to 25 because of COVID. All the things that we said that we thought we could get done, just quite honestly, in the midst of the pandemic was not realistic. So we needed to change that plan. We started to talk about having a Welcome Center. So the Welcome Center, before it became a physical thing, was more of a mental artifact of our planning process. We knew we wanted one place for the students to go for help. And so we started to talk about that and do that in theory. We held our first in-person graduation after COVID in the UBS arena. And I believe that everybody enjoyed themselves. It was good. And we had our first, thank you, our first Lavender graduation to support LGBTQ graduates. Thank you, Ms. Ebony. Thank you for your work. First campus-wide end of the year carnival. I think everybody loves the carnival. Is it a winner? Okay. And thank you, Dr. Earl. We secured 2 federal earmarks. And I know that this is the hard work of all those that work with our government relations department and with our elected officials, but please, 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 whenever you see our local electeds, please acknowledge how much they do for York. They have been so, so, so supportive. So thank you for that. We have 2 new majors during that year, Human Resource Management, Mathematics, Teacher Ed 5 to 9. And we did have a in-person gala. So thank you for that. All right, so moving along, we expanded the Welcome Center to what it is right now, with the help of our New York Council Speaker, Adrian Adams. That center that you see when you walk into the beginning of our campus, that Welcome Center was from funds from the Speaker's office. And I think it's a game changer. I don't know how you all like our entrance now. It looks good, it looks good. I want to commend VP Karen and all of her staff for working on first year experience. The numbers are there. It is reflective of a commitment to first year experience, but also entry and retention and graduation rates that we know start during your first 3 or 4 months. Ironically, I'm a little bit different. I was late bloomer to be a parent. So right now I'm in the season of absolutely most all the children of my dear friends are either college graduates or the last little troop of them are entering college. My kids are younger. And I say this because this is the period of the year where adjustment is made when you're dealing with a first year or transfer student. And the amount of phone calls and text messages I get in October is staggering. Every year, never fails. And that is because they haven't connected. The glue's not there yet. They haven't found their group. And so some of our commitment to making sure that the students are involved in something, that they're connected to a first year experience, or they're part of the academic club, or they're part of a different club, or they're part of SEEK, or they're an athlete or something, because it has been proven that when students have a connection and clear advisement that they will succeed. And some of the work noted here was all about that. So thank you for your commitment to that. We continue to have the benefit of having a sitting ranking congressman in our area. And I thank him for the $2.1 million of federal funding for our geology pharmaceutical program. And here noted lastly, the Summer Bridge program was launched in Summer Matters. So I will tell you a couple other stories about my York experience. When I arrived on Fridays, there was nobody here but me and the cats. In the summer, there was a lot of just quietness, much more than should be. And so some of this work is a reflection of us committing to being more vibrant in the summer, right? And making sure the students get here early and get integrated. So thank you so much. So we continue because that was a busy year and that needed more than one slide. I won't read every item, but what I will say out of this particular list, I want you to pay attention to the fact that this campus has participated in a cross-collaborative process to develop a strategic enrollment management plan. That is a plan that the campus has not had before. I thank you for your participation, for all the members of the Cross Collaborative Committee, and now it's time to get to work. We have the plan, we'll be sharing the plan, and thank you so much for everything that you have done. Along with that, we have added some things that are noted here, that their sole focus is graduation, retention, and the development of a healthy college. As you can see, we also have been very, very, very committed to the physical footprint of the college with an emphasis on the athletic area. So having said that, let me update people that the track and field that had been offline for upwards of 12 years or more is going to be online and renovated, and you see things happening, so it's happening, so thank you. I won't read all of this to you, but what I will say is that all of this is an important reflection of the work that was done in 2022 to 2023. We continue to try to put ourselves in a place to raise more funds from a variety of different sources. We are state and city located. We are not state and city funded. Totally. That is not a thing, and I do not believe it will ever be a thing. So that means that we have to raise money for the college in a variety of ways. So when you see a notation of how we're raising funds in other places, that's why we're saying that, so that you can see that we're raising scholarship funds, we're raising funds for facilities, we're raising funds from our annual gala for special initiatives connected to the strategic plan, because we understand that a healthy and robust college budget must be fortified by a variety of funding sources. We understand that our enrollment is down, and that does impact our budget situation. But we also understand that in a healthy situation, we are raising money for the college, and we are also making sure that we're getting funds from a variety of locations. Thank you. So we are here. I did a recap of history because it's important to look at where you have come from to talk about where you are right now and where you would like to go. We are focused again on student success, academic excellence, faculty and staff support, and having a vibrant community and campus spirit. An increased enrollment and retention. We really, really, really as a community have to stay laser focused on this. I have been in several conversations on the national level around enrollment. Enrollment in most places has been impacted by COVID and also by our public education flow of students. I'm sure you all know that the numbers of students in the K-12 agenda in the New York public schools is peaking downward, not up, right? So we already knew that there was going to be a cliff. It was predicted almost 12 years ago. And that was predicted without COVID impact. So having said that, we have to be very aggressive in understanding of who our students are, where they come from, and how do we keep them. I had a very interesting conversation just today about barriers to retention and state graduation connected to some of the processes of the college. And we still have a little way to go. We have a little way to go. We should have people able to not get the runaround, get their questions answered, get their scholarship funds on time, not have to fight with financial aid, not have to fight with this one or that one. People need to be able to come and go to school. And we are not there yet. And though I am appreciative of the fact that you're probably saying that you leave, that has nothing to do with what your college has to do. Because you all are your college. I'm not. The college is you all and everybody. So everybody has to understand what we're working on. And no matter who's standing here, you got to know the work. And we still have excellent opportunity to help our students to change this number. Change this number. This number needs to be larger. 6157 is not what keeps the lights on, people. Doesn't keep us healthy enough, right? So that means the people who are happy here need to go to target high schools, do some grassroots stuff, right? Need to get out there and start talking. But we also need to own those things that are keeping students from succeeding, staying, thriving, and doing well. The retention numbers are there. That retention number can be higher. Retaining means come, stay, graduate. All right? Increase the graduation rate where everybody loves the confetti, right? Got to get to that last day, right? So right now, our four-year graduation rate is not what we would like it to be. Now, let me also say, many people will say with the amount of first-generation students, working students, right? Students from underrepresented groups, 4 years is not realistic anyway. Some people would say that. Students, how many of you all know people that graduated 4 years? Couple? So, it's half and half? Okay, I'm asking. Okay, I'm asking because it's a varied understanding of how much it takes if you're working, right? You're living, who knows? So having said that, we're gonna start to look, and everybody's gonna continue to look at those metrics. The 6th year is hovering around 33%. I wanna be sure you all embrace that. That number can go up, okay? So the plan that we have in place and the discussion that has been had amongst many of our collaborative team members around enrollment management is that we developed a plan that is focused on recruiting, admitting, retaining, and graduating students. This particular group was a collaboration that included comprehensive environmental STAN, and the targets for the campus have been set for the following groups noted there, and our Vice President of Enrollment Management and Student Affairs and our provosts are leading the charge. If you have not seen the plan will be rolled out over the course of this fall, and you will be asked to help and to give us feedback. There are a variety of actions connected to the plan, and we know that we have good work to do. Along with that, we have been selected by the university to participate in the National Institute for Student Success. I believe, if I'm correct, Dean George presented on this topic and in more than one place, and he and Dean James are leading that for our campus. And this is a program that helps the colleges identify and resolve barriers to equity and college completion. Dean George, quite honestly, I think that this project speaks to just the things I was mentioning. Those barriers that are internal, that can be removed so the students can be successful. Thank you. So of those strategies that we're going to look at to support student success, we're going to look very closely at re-engineering the math placement process. I hope that this is a sigh of relief for somebody, that people see this as something that is going to be impactful, and we're going to be looking at the fact that math has been identified as a place to appropriately have some intervention to make sure that students move to their degree. We also will continue to work on corrective and preventive advising. There should be early warning systems that make sure that we use EAB Navigate and the tools that we have to make sure our students are in danger. We are hoping to have the expected result of decrease in the number of students dismissed and increase the number of students retained. Thank you. So if you all are not aware, let me highlight that also along with us having our own strategic plan, CUNY Central has established its strategic roadmap. And it is in line with the plan that we already had confirmed. So luckily, it's not going to be hard for us to continue to move forward and have our plan beside the CUNY plan. The highlights are here. CUNY would like to be a national leader in providing access to higher education for diverse populations of students. Want to improve our ability to exceed predicted student outcomes, advance our community through comprehensive research, and modernize the CUNY system. I'm not sure you all are aware that just last week or the week and a half ago, Baruch had a horrific ransomware cyber attack that has taken most of their system offline. What it highlights for us is that cybersecurity is going to be at the forefront, and technology at the forefront of making sure that campuses are healthy and that campuses are able to function. I say that because that number 4 looks very simple. You see, it just says modernize the CUNY system. That is a complex 1, 2, 3, 4 words. So I will ask that you continue to ask people, what does that mean, right? Because it's not just technology, but that is a part of it. We are aligned, our plan is aligned with the CUNY plan, and we are happy to be partners with the university. So just some highlights so you understand under each pillar how we're making progress. The new program, Masters in Nursing Education. Clinical Trial Management Online Option added, CUNY Online Initiative. Congratulations. 4-in-1 programs for public health and health sciences, accelerated completion BS, MPH, and MS. Congratulations. We love accreditation here at York, it seems. We're always doing accreditation. The Public Health BS program is undergoing accreditation process, the Council on Education for Public Health. The site visit will be held in September. School of Business and Information Systems is the second year of a 3-year process of pursuing accreditation. Good luck, not congratulations yet. So as a reminder, when I arrived the year prior to my arrival in 19, York College was under Middle States accreditation warning. Someplace that we never, ever, ever want to be again. And because of that, we have a commitment to highlighting for the campus what work needs to be done to stay accreditation ready. So the standards and the affiliation for accreditation is monitored by Dr. Lori's office. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything you do. And the expectation is that there is evidence that you are following suit on your promises made. York College will participate in Self-Study Institute in fall 2024, and our next self-study is 2026, 2027. I asked today at P&B that each department chair, and I have asked the cabinet to be sure that over the course of the next 18 months, that they have invited Dr. Lori and or a member of her team to come to a department meeting to talk about Middle States, to commit to understanding what exactly has to be done. If you start now and we spread all those meetings over 18 months, we'll be more than ready. So please, please, please avail her team just a few minutes of your time so that she can talk about that. Thank you. So let's talk about the next pillar. We just talked about our progress on the first. Let's look at faculty support. An increase in the number of full-time faculty. I want people to take this in because I also understand that there are times in every system, public and higher education system, where there are low turnover and ability to hire new faculty. And we have committed ourselves, the Office of Academic Affairs and the Provost, and the partners of the department chairs and the deans to keeping an eye on the continuation of making sure that we watch the health of our faculty hiring. So this is the data that you see here. Diversity and ethnicity of our faculty noted here. This is an important marker for success. Very often you have campuses that are neglecting to pay attention to the differences in the demographics of their students versus their faculty. So I will give you a moment to take that in. York faculty are more diverse than CUNY. That's the bottom line. We are more diverse in general, but we're definitely more diverse than CUNY. Thank you. Staff. York staff are more diverse than CUNY. Take a moment to take that in and embrace the fact that that is a gift that we need to continue to elaborate on and celebrate. There are people struggling to say that this is who they are, and this is who we are. Thank you. So I want to highlight just a little bit about a special initiative fund. We do have some funds available to faculty. This is part of our faculty support generated at the gala last year that will be allocated to the faculty for a process that will go through the provost office. That will be for support of faculty initiatives and or assistance with research. The awards will range from $1,000 to $10,000. We will be getting that information out via the Office of Academic Affairs. The fund is for faculty projects that might include research, curriculum development, efforts to enhance pedagogy, professional development, publication of work, and employee research assistance. Applications will be evaluated by a 5-member committee, and if you have questions, please reach out to Office of Academic Affairs. Congratulations for getting that done. Thank you. So we're going to move to continuing education and professional studies, but we're going to make this a part of our commitment to vibrant community and campus spirit. I want to ask, there she is. Lexus, will you stand up? Ms. Lexus is our vibrant and focused new leader of continuing education. Congratulations and welcome. I believe she has one of her team members with her, if not more than one. But please, please continue to talk to them. After a long hiatus, they are back to it. And these are tuition-based classes offered year-round, and winter is going to be a bonus semester. Please find out about the certificate programs and the offerings that are going to be coming through continuing education. Thank you so much for the leadership. All right, I'm not going to read this list. I'm going to let you look at it. But what I'm going to say as commentary is that the physical health of this campus is of great importance. And these facilities projects are those that have been very important to shoring up not only our commitment to the community, those who gave the money to the college to carry out those projects, but also to you all who live in these spaces. We do need to fact check one number, and I will say this presentation will be recorded and we will be sharing the presentation with anybody who would like to receive it. But there's a notation that number 4 may actually be $3 million worth rather than $2 million. So we will make that adjustment if necessary. We'll work on that. Other than that, all of it's here. A couple of things you need to learn about York College and learn about Jamaica, Queens if you don't already know. And I do know you know one thing. New York is an island. Queens is one of the most flooded and water impacted boroughs in the city. With that said, you do understand that part of our challenge is water. It's a gift and it's hard work, right? So I say that because there's a good amount of maintenance work connected to the college that is indeed connected to water, right? And the management of water. And let's remind ourselves that our Performing Arts Center is in the process of being renovated. But before it could be renovated, it had to become airtight, right? So I'm just giving you the context. These are the projects, you all can read that. But I'm giving you the context of some of the things that we've had to really think about. Containment of water, pumping of water, management of leaks, things of the sort that over the years may have kept some of these projects from moving more swiftly. So that's a contextual comment I want to share with you. I want to also thank our local electeds for not only encouraging us to get these projects done, but being ready to give us more funds for the things that need to be done next. This room that we're sitting in right now was renovated under the same kind of funding. So thank you for your patience. And as they say, when you renovate your kitchen or you renovate your home, it's always a grand idea if there's a little discomfort here, right? So you all have had to go through some of that, and I appreciate it. And you're gonna have some more probably, but I appreciate your patience because it's necessary, okay? All right, next. Our foundation board, vibrant community and campus spirit. We revised the bylaws of the board, the committee structure, and the policies. In my time here, we have had a new board chair to come on board and 14 new foundation board members added during my tenure. The board has been very busy and they have been raising more funds than ever. And I want to thank Anna Ruo, our chair of the foundation board, for her support and all of the current board members. Along with trying to make sure that we have a vibrant community and campus spirit, we make sure that the board is actually raising funds. So I'm sharing with you right now our increase in funds and our dedication to continue fundraising. Unlike other community systems, we did not have the infrastructure yet, neither nor have we had the size of gifts that I believe that York is probably eligible for. And my charge and my communication to the chancellor and to the incoming interim, and then of course the permanent president, will be that York College is ripe for a very, very vibrant advancement agenda. And that fundraising needs to be a very high priority to make sure that outside funds are coming into the college. Thank you. The annual report. So I believe, I don't know, are we sharing those today? Is everybody, are we sharing them? They're online. Okay, so we're sending an online version. Our annual report is completed and now available on the website, along with reports from previous 2 years. So that in itself is an accomplishment. And there, I want to say to you all, if you ever want to talk to anybody about your college, just send them a digital copy of the annual report. It'll show what's going on. Please use it. Use it. Share with people. This is why you should give to York, or you should teach at York, or you should come to an event at York, or you should play a sport at York. This is what we're doing. So you all have walking papers now. People can't say, well, I don't know what York does. I don't know what York accomplished. We have annual reports that say exactly what we've done and who we are and what we believe in. So please, please use those documents as you can. All right, stay in the know. So, Dr. Lori tells me all the time, we have all this information, I don't know if anybody uses it. The fact book is online. The PMP is on the internet. The 1 York performance indicators on the internet, and the 1 York scorecard all on the internet. It's not hiding, it is your data. So please, please avail yourself to use it and to know it. It is there for you. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Lori and team. Thank you. I want to thank the students, the faculty, and staff for your commitment to York College. I want to take a moment and thank each one of you all that have given me my well wishes. It is bittersweet for this to be my last fall at York, but what I feel very confident in, and I did the first day I got here, is that you all know what has to be done. You love this place, and it will keep on, keeping on, keeping on. So I know that in my days here, I, as you can tell, am going to continue to do what I do for 1 York. And I will continue to shine the light on just the truth that needs to be impacting of our students' real resilience and their ability to be healthy. And with that, I am done. Are there questions? Thank you. Questions, comments, updates, announcements. We don't get to be together this often, so you can do any of that stuff. Do we have a microphone? We have a microphone here. Everybody knows we're going to have a cafeteria. Everybody knows the Performing Arts Center is going to come online. Track and field is going to come online. We have data. We're going to, this presentation is being recorded, and we will be sharing the presentation with many of you all as needed. Team, keep me honest. Is there anything else I need to announce? Oh, it's so tantalizing. Nobody has a question. Yeah. I'm sorry. I think she. Of course.
Thank you very much. We'll miss you, but let me say this. I graduated from York in 1981. York served me so beautifully that I had the ability to file for financial aid, and they gave me college work study. I chose to work on the campus in security. There was a newspaper called the Long Island Press. There was an ad in the paper. It said, Department of Treasury, Internal Revenue Agents, field exam. I applied and I got the job. Normally, when you have a degree, you start out with a grade 5 in federal work employment. But because I was privileged to have gotten college work study at York College, they gave me a 7. I went up the ranks. I'm not gonna delay all my ranks, but I went to a 13-step 7. They were gonna put me in some big position. Now we're talking about Internal Revenue Agent field exam. So I'm still studying. I'm taking a course at York by audit. And I love to talk to the students. I'm available for tutoring. And fortunately for me, there's an organization that does bibliographies, and they put me in the who's who of the world. And I have to give credit to York. So I can tell anybody, we're in a good place, don't move, and now I'm still here, still learning at York. So I'm gonna go around and just reach out and touch people. If you wanna, I can tutor you in calculus, and I can tutor you in statistics, and accounting. I was a who's who in 1981 at York.
Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. A true York story is a story. Beautiful, thank you. Anybody else? Questions, comments? I think my replacement will arrive for sure at the other side of the semester. I'm here until the holiday break. So January, probably January 1st or so. But the announcement probably will come very soon, I hope. The chancellor seems to be a little bit distracted right now, but has not been named. The interim has not been named. The chancellor is very clear that there will be an interim and there will be a search. So when he names the interim, he will say how long that person will be here and then when the search will begin. In CUNY right now, they have Hunter, help me, Dana. Hunter. Hunter, Bronx Community College, the Graduate Center, and then York. So they are managing those searches, and then I'm the next in line. Thank you for the question. Anyone else?
We have a question online from Matt Garley. When will we have a cafeteria?
Okay, so, all right, so Claudia, you can come talk about the cafeteria for 1 second, but before he comes, let me recognize Borough President Donovan Richards, who gave us the funds for the physical renovation of the cafeteria. And then I will ask Claudia to talk about the RFP process. Thank you.
Thank you, President. I'm very glad to inform you that we are at the last few steps of getting a vendor for the cafeteria. This coming week, in 2 weeks, starting on the 25th, that is a date that we have scheduled for doing a food test. So the committee will have the opportunity to do the final step on this process. I have also suggested that members of the student government, as well as some faculty and administrators, should participate as well as the process. And we calculate that after this process is done, within 2 weeks, we'll select the final vendor. And for the spring semester, we should have a vendor operating the cafeteria.
Another question, Veronica, from online? No? Okay.
So this question is from Ilvia Lazama. When can we expect the new bathrooms construction to start?
The bathroom construction project. It's you again.
The bathroom construction project, the first phase, which is putting the project on the bid, is going to start in mid-November. This is a project that is being handled by DASNY. And so far, every single step in preparation is going well. So the first step is that construction indeed will start later at the end of the spring semester towards the summer.
You have another one? Chief, can you come here for a minute? So just because I constantly here and there get questions about public safety, I always want to give the chief at this kind of forum a chance to not only for us to first say thank you to public safety for all they do, and thank you for keeping us safe. All right. And then I also want to give him a chance to give us the reminders that we need to hear about the escort service and things going on. So
I'm glad I dressed for the occasion, so I got lucky. So yeah, it's always a pleasure to present in front of you. So there's a lot of things happening all at one time right now, so it can get a little confusing, especially new students coming in. So if you, I'm going to give you some information today, but just to help you out on the back end, please go to our public safety website, which is located on New York site under public safety. And we update that constantly. I'm on every week, just putting new things on there and making sure everything's up to date. I'm also open for suggestions, right? Who do I get my best ideas from? What do you think? I take it from you guys. So if you have something that you don't see on there, you say, you know what, this could really be helpful. Throw it my way, bring it to my team's attention, and we'll look at adding it on there. So some of the things that the president alluded to, we have a safety escort program that's virtual. So when you go onto that site, or if you have your Cargo app, you go into the Cargo app, you'll see a picture of our police car. You just click on that, and it brings you right to either our dispatcher or our desk sergeant, whatever one picks up the line. This is helpful in a couple different ways. Sometimes people just want that companion around to kind of see the surroundings or be around them when they're walking in certain areas, or they might want to show us something that's happening in a particular area by trying to be discreet. We've seen it used in both ways. So some of the other things I just want to bring to your attention that we've actually been on top of. You'll notice a lot more officer presence at the front gate line of the campus. So there's a couple of reasons we've done that. One, because that's the operations we're trying to do the security checkpoint. So to keep a lot of the stuff that's happening in our surrounding area from spilling onto the campus. So two activities that we see an increase of: emotionally disturbed individuals. And we also saw, now it's decreasing again, a spike in break-ins in vehicles along 160th Street between Tuskegee Airmen and Liberty. So what we do is we use a tactic called, it's data-driven tactic called hotspot policing. And pretty much what it is where the hotspots are is when we patrol. Based on the reports that we look at and the incidents we review, we're able to kind of narrow down the timeframes these are happening most often and the days they're happening most often. And that's how we dictate where the patrols really focus their attention on. So we're not neglecting other areas, but you might notice less patrols in certain areas. Don't be alarmed. We're still looking at those, but we're putting them towards the spot that we notice the most activity in. And so far, we've seen a decrease in vehicle break-ins, not completely down. We've seen the complete eradication of intravenous drug use around campus. Some people weren't even aware that was happening, which is good. That means that we kept it pretty suppressed and we haven't noticed any increase in that. And the emotionally disturbed individual thing, that's consistent and that doesn't stop. And again, we try to get people the help we can, but we're trying to keep the campus itself as safe as possible. If you ever have a question about a tactic or something that we're doing, we're completely transparent about it. Just reach out to me and I'll explain why we do it. All right, so, and if there's any other questions for me, I'll stay by after this presentation. I'll be happy to answer. If I can't get to them all, I'll give you all my contact information. I'm easy to find on campus, I understand. All right, thank you guys, I appreciate the time.
And I'm going to give a special shout out for Officer Marrero because he's the person who keeps me safe. So thank you. Could not. I'm going to be crying in California. All right. So questions, comments, announcements.
We have a couple more online.
Oh, sorry.
We have an anonymous attendee that is asking, the New York Football Club was supposed to give York 7.5 million. They quoted the article and they're asking, did that project officially end?
So I'm going to defer to my counsel to help me with this because we want to be sure that we say and do the appropriate things in these matters.
Hi, good afternoon. The short answer to that question is no, there's been no change in that donation. There's been no withdrawal, et cetera. There's a number of details that need to be worked out in any type of gift, certainly in a gift of this size. We are still in discussions with the university and the NYCFC Corporation in working out the logistics of that gift. But the short answer to the question is no, there is no change in that donation to the college.
You have another one?
We have Ilvia Lazama. York offered another food option other than the overpriced cafe. They serve pizza, subs, etc. Can we know why that service is no longer running?
Is the question is why the cafe is not having pizza and subs any longer?
Like other alternatives?
I actually would have to check, I'm not aware. I believe that they were doing a variety of things and just recently became aware that they weren't having pizza anymore, but I don't even know that that's a real permanent thing. So I have to check. Do we know? I'm not sure.
The pizza offering that the cafeteria operator that we have currently, that wasn't a trial. It is possible that the current vendor is not going to get awarded the contract for the cafeteria because it happens at the last moment. It is up to them to manage the offering, but the new operator of the cafeteria is going to have a large variety of what it is, including halal and other halal. Help me out here.
kosher, and so on.
Thank you. Is there another one? Yeah. They'll bring it to you. Only for the people online. Yeah. Yes, you stay down here.
Hello. Yes, I have a question about the budget.
Mhm.
Like in the last Senate meeting, if I'm not mistaken, I heard that there was an 11.5 million deficit.
Mhm.
So how are we gonna manage that? Because that is a lot of money for our school. Is CUNY gonna provide us with something, or what is the solution here?
Every president in the system is having this conversation with the system. We have not been told that we're going to be getting any additional allocation. Our deficit is because of 2 or 3 reasons. 1, we can work on our enrollment. 2, we can definitely have more revenue generation from different locations, and we can manage our fiscal situation differently. Hopefully that will be what we will be doing. So that's right now, that's what we got.
Yep, but we have nothing to cut, right? As you know,
I
we're
understand.
down to the bone. I mean, it's not that we have like fat to cut, basically.
I understand. Now, along with the fact that they have not said that they're going to give us allocation, we also have not had clarification on the savings plan or any cutting. So I have not said that either. All right. Thank you for the question. Yes, of course. Do you want the microphone? Just in case. Yeah, for them, the online people. Yes.
The state or city or
Good
private sources?
A good amount of our capital projects are funded by our state or city via our local electeds.
Yeah. And how much private money?
Not very many.
Hardly any.
Mm-hmm. The private money would come through our foundation board and would have been fundraised, and none of those projects are being funded that way currently. Yes.
I'm available to do anything to help build up the enrollment.
Mm-hmm.
At IRS, they sent me out to colleges to speak to the students. I was on the speaking bureau of the IRS. I can do the same thing for York. I can go to the schools, even from little children, and get them excited about the possibility of being a graduate of your college. So I'm available. We can talk. I'm not going to take up your time, but I'll fundraise for you. I'll do whatever I have to do. And I wasn't looking for this. I just went around the world helping people I don't know.
Mm.
And someone said, oh, you are a reverend. No, I'm not. I'm just a woman that wants to level the playing field, give everyone an opportunity. And I'm very proud of York because the flags represent that we are global.
Mm-hmm.
So we are excited about what York has done and what York can do. And I'll be a team player and I'll be quiet when you say be quiet.
No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We do. Question, comment, concern? All right. Any other announcements, team, that I need to make? Good. Lunch. That's important. Where is lunch? The lunch is in the faculty staff dining room. Please go and enjoy lunch. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. I'm sorry I can't get both for lunch.